A2 English. Making olive oil. A process. Hello, my name is Jane and I am your English teacher today. Today we are going to talk about making olive oil, use the passive form to describe a process, and learn words for containers. How is olive oil made? Olive oil is made from olives, which are the fruit of olive trees. Olive trees grow in warm Mediterranean countries like Greece and Italy. The olive harvest. In late summer, the olives are picked. They are collected in nets under the trees. Farmers pick the olives. After the harvest, the olives are taken to the factory. Here they are washed. Then the olives are crushed to make a paste or puree. Next, the olive paste is pressed down and olive oil is produced. Finally, the olive oil is bottled and then it is delivered to supermarkets. Making olive oil, some questions. Now, I'm going to see how much you can remember from this process. Some questions. When is the olive harvest? What time of the year? Who picks the olives? What happens to the olives in the factory? Can you remember some of the steps in the process? And what is the final step of the process? Stop the video to look back or write down your answers. So making olive oil, the answers. The olive harvest is in late summer. That is the end of August, September. The farmers pick the olives. What happens to the olives? The olives are washed and crushed at the factory. Then the olive paste is pressed down and the olive oil is produced. Finally, the olive oil is bottled. Good. So now, active or passive? Some verbs are used in an active way and some in a passive way. Let's look at active first. Farmers pick the olives. This is an active sentence. What is the subject? The subject is farmers. Farmers do the action. In an active sentence, the subject does the action. Farmers pick the olives. Most sentences are active, but some are passive. An example is, the olives are picked. This is a passive sentence, and as you can see, you have the verb to be, is or are. Here we have are, plus the past participle. The sentence describes what happens to the olives. We're not interested in the person who does the action in a passive sentence. There's a change of emphasis. So making olive oil. Here you can see the different steps of the process. Making olive oil is a process, and we often use the passive form to talk about a process. It is a formal and impersonal style. How do we form the passive? The passive form in the present tense, we make it using is or are plus the past participle of the verb we want to use. The past participle of a verb is often the same as the simple past tense, but not always. Some verbs are irregular. So an example of a regular verb is pick. So pick, picked, picked. As you see, the past simple same as the past participle. With irregular verbs, take, took, taken. Taken is the past participle. It's different from the past simple form. And here we have a passive sentence. Olives are picked in late summer. We use the passive form to talk about a process. So, making olive oil. Can you read these sentences with me? In late summer, the olives are collected in nets under the trees. Then the olives are taken to a factory. Here they are washed. Then they are crushed to make a paste. Next, the olive paste is pressed down and olive oil is produced. Good. Now, can you fill the gaps with the correct past participle? Use produced, crushed, taken, pressed down, collected, or washed. These are the same sentences, so stop the video and choose the correct past participle for each gap. Good. Let's see what we've got. In late summer, the olives are collected. Then they are taken to a factory. Here the olives are washed. Then they are crushed to make a paste. Next, the olive paste is pressed down and olive oil is produced. Another wonderful product is tea. Read these 3 passive sentences about tea and fill the gaps with is for a singular sentence or are for a plural sentence. Where tea grown? It grown in India and China. Tea made from the leaves of the camellia plant. So let's fill the gaps. Where is tea grown? It is grown in India and China. Tea is made from the leaves of the camellia plant. Good. Here are 2 more sentences about tea, and we have to fill the gaps with is or are. Tea leaves picked and put in baskets. Then they dried in the sun. Note, the singular is a tea leaf and the plural is some tea leaves. It is an irregular plural. So, let's go back to our sentences. Tea leaves is plural, so tea leaves are picked and put in baskets. then they are dried in the sun. Very good. Here are 4 more pictures about the making of tea, and also 4 sentences. Let's read the sentences together. Number 1, the tea leaves are picked. 2, the leaves are dried in the sun. 3, the leaves are stored in boxes. And 4, the tea leaves are packaged. We have to match these sentences to the pictures. Stop the video to have a good look. Good. So, the tea leaves are picked. Sentence number 1 at the bottom. The leaves are dried in the sun. Picture number 2. The leaves are stored in boxes. Number 3. And finally, the tea leaves are packaged. Number 4. Read the sentences again. Good. Let's look at some past participles. Can you read them with me? First of all, regular verbs. Pick, picked. Collect, collected. Wash, washed. Crush, crushed. Press, pressed. Produce, produced. Irregular verbs. Take, taken. Make, made. Grow, grown. Dry, dried. Put, put. Put doesn't change. Stop the video and practice again. Good. The final step of a process is often the packaging. What are these 8 containers called? Have a look at the 8 pictures and match the picture to the noun on the left. So we have 8 nouns. Let's read them together. A sack, a box, a bag, a bottle, a carton, a tin or a can, a pot, and a pat. Stop the video and match the picture to the name. Okay, let's do it together. So a sack. Number 1, a sack of potatoes. Number 2, a box, a cardboard box. Number 3, a bag, a paper bag, bag of sugar. A bottle, a plastic bottle of water. A carton of milk. Number 6, a tin or a can made of metal. Number 7, a pot, a plastic pot. Number 8, a packet, often made of cardboard. Good. Now I want you to talk about the process of making orange juice. So, look at the 5 pictures that tell the story of orange juice from oranges on trees to orange juice in bottles. I'm going to help you. Look at the sentences below the pictures. So the first one, oranges are, and then you have the verb grow, in orchards in which country? Then you have the verb pick. At the bottom in the factory, the verb wash, crush, produce. Finally, the juice, and you have the verb bottle. So stop the video and use these sentences to tell the story of orange juice. Good. So here are my sentences making orange juice. Oranges are grown in orchards in the south of Spain. They are picked between October and May. Then the oranges are taken to a factory. Here they are washed. Then the oranges are crushed. And orange juice is produced. The juice is bottled in the factory, ready for the supermarket shelves. Good. Read those sentences again, and I hope you have enjoyed your lesson. Goodbye for now.